Hi guys, this is Hyunbin Max, aka Max. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we actually have lots of stuff to talk about. We have the market crashing, as I actually called out 2 videos ago with your Italian League thoughts release. What to do with our Italian League investments, how you can earn XP to actually get to level 30, because I know a lot of you are actually behind, like myself. The market, as well as what to invest in today, because we're having some major SBCs coming out today. So the first thing I want to talk about is the objectives, right, that were actually released yesterday. So we got this Lorente card, medium, which is not ideal for attacker, but that 5-star skill moves, right, is actually very useful. If we take a look at the stats of the card, everything looks great. I don't really have anything that is not that ideal. It doesn't have any special traits. So if you need XP, right, go and get this done. It's so easy to do. Just score 7 goals using your Serie A players, rivals, champs, and squad battles, right? You can do them in any of the modes. Now, we also got your draft, right? Like I already mentioned in the previous video about the league. EA is actually being, I would say, pretty generous. If you take a look, right, you just have to basically, right, play 6 to get your experience points, right? You don't even have to win any of the games. However, right, if you want the 85/5 right at the end, you ought to win 20 games, right? So I would say, right, don't go and pay 15k coins to enter. Just go and complete the draft token SBC that's actually out right now, right? It refreshes every day. You just need a 81 rated squad, and the cost is about 8k. So it's basically half the price to enter your draft. Yesterday, right, we also saw the release of your Italian League Cup, right? Thank God EA didn't screw us over, even though the card prices, some of them still fell, right? I'll talk a little bit more about that. So again, you just have to play 5 to get your XP, right? You don't have to win any. And because, right, the season is actually ending in less than 5 days, right? We only have to win 8 games this time instead, which is very ideal. So like I mentioned, this is a good opportunity for people like myself, right? If some of you are still very behind on the XP, right, to try to get the level 30, I reckon, right, we might still see 1 or 2 more objective that actually gives us experience points. We also saw the release, as expected, right, of your Romelu Lukaku SBC. So he is actually pretty cheap, I would say. If you look at the stats, 4-star, 5-star, high-low work rate. Very good acceleration with very good sprint speed. Very good shooting stats. Now, the only thing here that, of course, that's not that ideal is that 83 balance. And because he has 87 agility now, right? No matter what camp style you give him, right? He can't get lengthy, which is a thing, right? Apparently on new gen. So no special traits. The squad requirements, just 2. 84 rated squad with an 87 rated squad, either with a TOTS or with an inform. It's actually very cheap. This SBC is about 130k, which I think is actually very good value. And yesterday, before content drop, we actually saw this Dia Italian League Player of the Month drop as well. 4-star, 4-star, high medium work rate. Again, fantastic stats. Doesn't have any special traits. The requirement is actually very simple. It's just an 82 rated squad with 1 inform or 1 TOTS. Comes out to about 20k. If you need a striker, a very cheap budget striker for your Italian League Cup, this is the guy for you. Once you have finished using him for the cup, you can use him as fodder. We also have Cerny as well, Eredivisie Player of the Month. High, 4-star, 4-star, left-footed. Again, great stats. He has the outside the foot shot trait as well. So the requirement is just an 83 rated squad, which comes up to, again, about 20k itself. So the cheapest 89 rated card right now is 18k. So again, dump your dupes inside when we have actually the upgrade packs out. I think that's a very good move. Right now, I actually want to talk about your Italian League thoughts itself, right? So if you actually take a look, right, as I mentioned in my video, right, 2 videos ago, I expected the Italian League, right, to be cheap and good, which is actually the case itself. If you take a look at the first 11, we have basically, right, 4 players who are extremely cheap, 200k and below: Quadrado, Bremer, Smalling, and Chesney. The mid tier, Barella. Then after that, we move on to the higher tier, right? We have 4 top tier cards, right? So mid tier, we have Barella and Martinez. And on the bench, we have Rabiot, which is higher tier card. Mid tier, Di Maria. Right, Tomori is so cheap, such a good center back at 290k. And of course, Di Lorenzo at 58k, which is very, very cheap. Right, I'm gonna talk about how the prices of all these cards, right, actually affected our Italian League investments. The first thing, or the major factor that caused the Serie A tots, right, to be so cheap, it was because of your tradable player pick. I already mentioned this before, and we expected this player pick to be released. So there's 2 things, right? The first thing, the price of this player pick. If you guys remember, right, for League On, right, the price of this player pick, right, was 25k, right? Now they have reduced the price for the Italian League at 15k. So what does this do? You know, even for people like myself, right, I'm actually very tempted to open this because the most you lose is 15k, right? Compared to 25k, 25k is like almost double the price, right? 15k, you don't lose that much. So what happens is so many people are actually opening this pick, and this actually, right, significantly impacted the prices of your Serie A tots, in turn affecting the rest of the market, right? The rest of the market is basically in shambles. Now the second thing, what EA did was last week for the League On player pick, right? This player pick, right? They dropped it at content drop. We thought that they were gonna do it the same time this time round, but no, they didn't do it. They actually, right, deliberately dropped it about 3 hours or so after content drop, when people were actually buying cards to play their weekend league, right? Because the weekend league opens 2 hours after content drop. I would say they did this on purpose. Why? Reason is very simple. They wanted people to lose coins. When people lose coins, what do? You purchase FIFA points, right? If you don't know how to trade. So I would say shout out to Food Economist, who actually, I would say, went over to the dark side itself. Now, because of the timing at which they dropped this, when people were actually buying the cards, right, this caused, so much market panic. If you take a look at your League On tots, let's use somebody like Ben Yedder as an example, right? So yesterday he was, I would say, 714k, right? So he went all the way up to 780k. Why? Because people were building their teams for Weekend League. And when the player pick dropped, what happened? He went from 780k, he dropped about to 680k, right? He dropped about 100k. And then we have somebody like Lacazette as well. Same trajectory. He went from about 1.67 to 174M. And what happened? He crashed all the way down, right? He dropped like 2 mil because of that player pick, and right now he's already back up. How impactful, right, tradable packs or picks can actually affect the market. Yesterday, we also saw the release as expected of your flash upgrade. Now this time we saw a 85/5, which I think is kind of generous of EA. The requirements: a 83 rated squad with a 85 rated squad with 1 inform or 1 tots. Cost price is about 100k. Now I told the people in my Discord that the Flash SBC was out, and I basically gave them the prices to list the investments at. So this is from one of my viewer selling his 84s at profit. Another one of my viewer, 86s at profit as well. Alright, so yesterday, if you followed my trading tip for the Flash Upgrade SBC, right, you're making coins, right? 86 Mendy selling for 12.5k. Easy coins. The next thing I want to talk about, right, is your Italian League investments and what is actually going on with your Italian League investments. Now, before I talk about the Italian League investments, right, I will give you guys 2 prices, right? One price is for you to lazy list if you don't really need the coins. The second price is if you really need the coins or you want to open up packs. Alright, so it's up to you. For some cards, we have the third option. So let's go to somebody like Inform Tomori. The pickup price that I gave for him in my first video talking about him was 32.5k max for console players. PC players, 39k max, right? So right now, on console, he dropped to, he's like 19k right now, so he dropped about 13k. For PC players, right, he dropped almost half in price, right? So let's take a look at his price movement first. So he went from about 32k all the way down to 27k yesterday before dropping further for console players. So I want to explain to you guys why. It's quite simple really. If you take a look at the Italian League Thoughts team itself, right, the reason why he's going down so much is because Bremer is too cheap. Bremer is below 100k. If Bremer was something like 200k, right, we probably wouldn't see Tomori drop. Right? I'm quite sure he wouldn't drop, right? At least definitely not that much. So what should you do with him right now? I would lazy list him at 21k on console and 22k on PC. If you want to get out of him ASAP, 19.5k console, 20.5k on PC. Now I want to talk about 86 Inform Theo, right? So his pickup price was 70k max on console, 68k on bid, and then PC prices 60k max, right? So I said he was my favorite because out of the league team, right, that we saw, right, his TOTS version, right, was the only left back. So he actually went up to 73k yesterday. Why? Because there is only one left back in this team, and that left back is Theo Hernandez himself, who costs 900k. That's the reason why his price held strong, and that is also the reason why I did mention that he was my favorite investment, right? So because personally, I only bought Theo Hernandez. I didn't buy any of the other Italian League investments. So if console players, right, you can lazy list him at 74k. And PC players, you're basically already making bank because I told you guys to pick him up at 60k. He's already now at 68k. Right, so PC players, you can lazy list him at 70k. Now we move on to somebody like Di Lorenzo. So the pickup price I gave was 35k max for console, 33,750k max for your PC players. So apparently it went down in price as well, right? He went from 32k down to 20k, and you know, he has fallen off a bit more. So why did he go down? Again, it is actually quite simple. His TOTS version is less than 100k, right? It's basically 59k. It's like dirt cheap. That's the reason why his price has went down significantly. So you have, for this card, you have three options. Number one, console players, you lazy list him 20k. PC players, same price as well. Number two, if you want to get out of him right now, console players 18.5k, PC players 18k. Number three, you can wait for the flash upgrade next week, or we might get other gamble type SBCs this week that requires inform that will actually make his price go up. If you guys realize, Di Lorenzo right now, he is actually among the cheapest 89 rated cards, right? Whether is it inform or gold res. So this is something for you to think about. Next thing I want to talk about, your Di Natale, right? I told you guys to pick him up at 58k max for console, PC players 56.6. So again, he has fallen off in price. Why? Because of the 130k Lukaku SBC that we have gotten. If Lukaku was somewhere around 300 to 350k, he would probably have went up in price. So console players, lazy list 53k, PC players 44k. If you want to get out of him quick, console players 51.5, PC players 42.5. Now we move on to Go Liao, right? I told you guys to pick him up at 5.4k max for your console players. It's quite clear cut for me for Liao. What happens is, it's an easy hold. Why? They're definitely going to get required in the upcoming week, right? Liao is going to go up because the other 84s are going to go up. So it's an easy hold for me. If you need the coins badly right now, right, just list him up. Basically list him up at 5k, he probably would sell and you lose like 400 coins or so. But if I were you, I would just wait. Probably the sell time would probably be Tuesday or Wednesday. Next investment I want to talk about is your Samba. So I gave you guys the pickup price, right? 36k for your console players max, right? 28k for your PC players. Console players, you can lazy list him at 41k. PC players, 32k. He will go higher when we get the icon or the hero pack or pick tomorrow, right? I'm expecting to see that tomorrow. And take note that we also have a Eusebio SBC upcoming, right? So I'll just lazy list him. Don't think that is too much of a problem there. Today, right, I don't expect to see any gamble type SBCs. However, you can still invest. Just take note that if you were to invest today, the cards might drop off a little bit because we're gonna have supply, like your squad battle rewards and your weekend league rewards, right, before going back up tomorrow when we should see a gamble type SBC like our icon pack. If you want to pick up the cards, right, I'm going to give you the prices. 84s, right, console players, right, 4K max, 3.8K on bid. PC players, 3.2K max, 3K on bid. 85s, console players, 8.1K max, 7.9K on bid. PC players, 7.9K max, 7.7K on bid. 86s, console players, 8.8K max, 8.6K on bid. PC players, 8.6K max, 8.4K on bid. Your 87s, both console and PC players, 10250 max. Try to get him at 9750 on bid. So those are your investments. Now, I want to actually talk about something that can actually make us lots and lots of coins. I call it SBC trading, right? If you take a look here under the season swaps for the Italian League, we're gonna be getting 2 challenge SBCs, one today and one tomorrow on Sunday. Now I have a couple of investment tips for you guys. So the first investment tip, which I think it is actually very, very low risk, right? Just set your filter, go rare cam for the prem. You can actually pick up your go rare cams from your prem for 1.2k, which I think it's a fantastic price. Alright, you can actually get them for 1.1k. So go pick up your go rare cams at 1.1k. I don't think that's much of a risk. I believe you can probably get them on bid at maybe 1k, right? So this is a very, very low risk. Why? If they are actually not required for the SBCs today or tomorrow, you can just use them for upgrades, or you can sell them off when we actually get our upgrade packs later in the week, right? I mean, at most, right, you lose like 100 coins per card. But the upside is, if they are required for SBCs, they're going to go to 3 or 4k. So downside, 100 coins or so. Upside, about 2 to 3,000 coins per card, right? You can also go commons, cam, prem. They are basically at discard price. Now this one is zero risk, right? Zero risk. You can get them on bid easily at 350 coins, right? So simple. So you can do that as well. I would advise you, right, to try to aim for your English camps at 350 coins. So if they're not required, you know, you can basically just sell them off, right, at little like 10 to 20 coins loss. So that is something you can do. Now, if they're required, again, they're going to go to 2k to 3k coins, right, for your SBCs. If you don't know how much to sell these cards at when the SBCs are out, join my Discord. I'll be giving them the sell prices. Okay, so I also have filter for you guys to actually make coins. So this filter is still actually working. So you just go rare, right mid Politano. Right now, I want to check how much he's selling for. He's probably about 2.7k. Yep, he's selling for, alright, 2.3k. So what you do is very simple, right? So you can bid on the right wing version at 850 coins, position modify him, you can sell him off at 2.3k, right? That's easily more than double your coins. So I think this also works for your Serie A right mid as well. Let's take a look at the rest of the Serie A right mids. So we have other players as well, right? You can do this with Cardaswap, and you can do this with Dumfries, right? So just go and position modify. That's the first one. Now the second one, we have another player from the Italian League, Spinazzola, right? So for your Spinazzola, right, he actually, right, let's check out how much his left mid version sells for. I believe, right, it's around 4.8k. Yep. So, alright, 4k. So he sells for 4k, the left mid version. So what we want to do is, we want to pick up his base version, right? His base version, last time I checked, was 2.2k. So you're going to be easily getting him for 2.2k. Position modify him to left mid. He's going to sell for 4k. Right? You almost double your coins. That is very, very easy. This is especially useful if you guys have 10k, 20k, 30k, right? So this is something for you guys. Now, some of the other things that we'll be seeing, right, is actually your Loboka SBC, right? We have another league for him. He's probably gonna be, I would say, a very generic midfielder. Right, we might also see Cordoba as well. Those two SBCs are the ones that is leaked right now. We probably should see one today. Next thing I want to talk about is your champs compensation, right? If you guys remember, right, I already spoken about this in one of my videos, and basically what happened was your Sissoko, Ben Yedder, and Verratti were not included as your red player picks. In your red player picks, right, you weren't able to pack them. And I already received some news from my viewers that some of the people who finished champs very early last week on Friday have already gotten their compensation. So I believe that EA is actually gradually giving out the compensation according to how fast or how early you finish your weekend league. So that is something that you can look out for. So for people who are in my Discord, right, we can do share plays for your compensation rate player picks. Just take note that this rate player picks, right, is only applicable if you got 9 wins and above. If you stayed till the end of the video, right, I want to give you guys a huge juicer. So this investment is slightly more high risk, I would say, but the upside is crazy huge. So we are looking at Brian Hill, the Prem version. The last time I checked, he was actually going for about, I think, 2.4k. Yep, so you can see right here, he's about 2.4k. So let's talk about the upside. If he's required for a SBC, take note we have 2 SBCs upcoming, he can hit as high as 9k, right? So the upside is 6,600 coins. What if he's not required? He's probably gonna go down to, I would say, 1,500 coins. So you have a downside of 900 coins, you have an upside of 6,600 coins. If you're somebody who is a little bit more of a risk taker, I would say you can go for Brian Hill. Just take note, you must go for the Tottenham version because the Tottenham version is out of pack, right? Not the severe version, alright? So that's it from me. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button. And if you guys want to see more trading videos and content on the channel, hit that sub button. And of course, if you want guidance from me on the prices to sell your cards at, join up the Discord while it's still currently free. And with that, I'm out. Alright, take care.